My recent video, When YouTube Copyright Goes Absurdly Wrong, got thousands of views and hundreds of comments from you. Thank you very much. So I feel like I owe you a follow-up video. And I'll also tell you some of the extraordinary things that happened as a result of publishing that video. To cut a long story short, in the past I uploaded a video demonstration of the Roland D20 synthesizer and included some of the factory ROM play songs. Eventually I did receive a copyright claim on my video, not from Roland, but from a Bengali pop star in Kolkata, India, who had uploaded the exact same Roland D20 demo song, but was singing over the top of it. And then they chose to try and claim my video, taking ownership and control of it, and also monetizing it and taking all of the revenue. There was three types of categories of comments. The first was those of you that were offering me encouragement, motivation, and words of support. So thank you very much for that. And by the way, I'm not completely bummed out about this. Life goes on. I've moved on since then, and I appreciate there are much more serious issues going on in the world than a copyright claim. The second category was those of you that were telling me about your own experiences. I heard from brass bands, string quartets, choirs that were receiving copyright strikes on public domain works, as well as lots of other pianists as well. So thank you for sharing your experiences. And the third category of comments was from people offering me helpful advice and suggestions about what to do. So let me address some of the common themes there. A common suggestion was that I contact Roland and explain the situation for them and ask them to resolve it, but I really don't want to waste Roland's time on this. I assume they have more important things to do, and I'm not going to activate their legal team to solve this trivial issue. So that's not an option, but let me tell you that several people from Roland do follow my channel, so they will know about it, and I'm sure they are aware that this has been going on for years, people using their demo songs, and I wouldn't expect them to waste resources chasing down these guys in India. So that was not an option for me. Another common advice I heard was people telling me to take down the video so that they can't monetize it. Well, that would be a bit of a shame, really. It's a perfectly decent video and I spent a lot of time making it, so I'm not going to take it down just because of these guys. Another common suggestion was to take it down, re-edit the audio, replace the music, and then re-upload it again. Yes, I could possibly do that. And it's also even possible for me to edit the audio of the video in the YouTube studio without even taking it down and re-uploading it. But that's not a good option either. The audio on that particular video is a mix of different sources. There's the demo song itself, which I could replace, I suppose, but then I'd also lose the ambience sound, myself talking as well as I manipulate the synthesizer controls, press the buttons, click the buttons, connect in the MIDI interface and so on. So I didn't want to lose that. It would spoil the video, and I'm not going to ruin my video just because of these losers. Many of you suggested that I dispute the case. Well, I already did that and they rejected my dispute. I do have one more course of action, that is to submit an appeal, but YouTube make it very clear that if I appeal a copyright claim when I don't own the copyright myself, then they will terminate my channel. So that's not an option either. So thank you once again for all of the amazing comments. I so appreciate it. Now let's talk about some of the remarkable events that came as a result of this video. Firstly, I got one rather surprising and unexpected comment from Adrian Scott himself, who actually composed the Roland D20 demo song in question here and went on to design the amazing Roland D50 synthesizers, one of my favorites of all time. So he happens to be a fan of the channel, which is pretty cool. We went on to exchange some emails, but we haven't talked about him chasing down these guys for using his song inappropriately. And he also tells me that he didn't give them permission to use his track, but he was quite okay with me doing it on my video. So that was a really cool, unexpected outcome to be put in touch with one of my heroes. The next surprise was to receive an email from BBC Radio in the UK, who invited me to do an interview with them on national radio about this very topic. Wow, that was just incredible. It turns out that one of their journalists discovered my video and thought it would be an interesting topic and something that would perhaps appeal to the widestream public media. So yes, I did a live interview with Winifred, who is the presenter of You and Yours, a consumer affairs show on BBC Radio 4. It made my mum and dad very proud.
Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata can be played by anyone, anywhere in the world, without any claim to copyright, because copyright expires 70 years after a composer dies. But music teachers using classical pieces like Moonlight Sonata on YouTube are being sent bogus claims for copyright payments by people who say that they own the rights to the music. It happened to Woody. He has a YouTube channel teaching keyboard instruments and synthesizers. He told me about copyright claims he's had for music that is free to use.
What I sometimes do on my channel is do demonstrations of digital pianos. And for that, I'll sometimes dust off my classical repertoire. Yeah, that was pretty cringe. I won't play anymore, but I'm sure you can find the show if you look on the BBC Sounds archive. I was actually really nervous about this. I'm quite used to making videos to camera like this, but doing a live interview was quite another thing. It was really nerve-wracking, but what an amazing experience and a bucket list moment for me. So thank you so much to the folks at the BBC. Another interesting development that I want to tell you about is that the BBC journalist did reach out to Google to get a statement about this particular issue. Google reviewed my case and decided to terminate the Indian pop star's channel, which led to his claim on my video being released, which is awesome. That's good. I have my video back again, but it doesn't really help all the rest of us, my other videos and your copyright claims, because we don't all have a BBC journalist at our disposal. Oh, and by the way, the Indian track was re-uploaded a day or two later on a new account. No surprises there. So after thinking about this a little bit more, here's a few things that I think YouTube could do to improve the current situation with Content ID and copyright claims. Well, firstly, let me say, I think YouTube is a fantastic platform. I really appreciate what they've done for me and millions of other creators, giving us the opportunity to upload, share our message and our passion with a community across the world. That's fantastic. I also fully support copyright, of course, and protection of intellectual property. That's really important to me as a musician as well. However, I do think they could do more to stop these bogus fake claims that many of us are getting on our own original content or public domain performances. They could perhaps do more to verify that the claimant, the person submitting a copyright claim on other people's videos, does actually own the copyright themselves. There should be some system to actually check that they really do. The other thing that I dislike is that it's the copyright claimant that gets to be the judge and the jury in all matters. They get to decide first if I'm guilty of infringing their copyright, even if they don't actually own the copyright themselves. And if I submit a dispute, they also get to decide if they can accept or reject my dispute. So they have a little bit too much power. I have very little say in the matter. It feels like the pendulum has swung too much in the direction of the copyright owners, or so-called copyright owners. One final comment about the copyright claim dispute process. It's extremely intimidating for a copyright creator, a musician, a YouTuber like myself. You have to motivate why you feel that the claim is invalid. You have to write a paragraph or two explaining that, and YouTube make it very clear that if any information is incorrect, your channel may be terminated. And I think that will deter a lot of YouTubers from actually submitting claims, because they don't want to take that risk after investing so much time, effort and money into their channel. So perhaps YouTube could be a bit more lenient on us when we are submitting copyright disputes as well. Now, to finish off with, I'd like to share a somewhat even more absurd copyright claim case with you that I saw on Twitter. Let's go and check out a little video together. So that's right, that's just white noise, which by its very nature is just random static. It's a random waveform. And apparently some people find it quite soothing to listen to white noise to help them relax or sleep or that kind of thing. So these types of videos are quite popular. But as you heard, that was just random white noise. Now, let's take a look at a picture that was shared on Twitter. Who could have imagined that white noise could be owned and copyrighted? We need to finish this video here. I'm not going to discuss this topic again. It's just absurd. But thank you so much for watching and all of your messages for support. I'll be back again soon with some more music. Until then, cheerio.